Welcome to NuttieBuddie Entertainment. The Bad.
Interesting. Okay, any other bad?
This is just small. I really hated the children warrior things in the final fight.
I was just gonna say.
That's in my ugly.
I mean, it could be an ugly. I might adapt it to an ugly. I hated
So
it so
dumb.
much.
This
It's so
is
cheesy.
what I don't understand. We literally got a scene. Like, I don't know why you guys hate it so much. We got a scene where he was a baby in battle. So they're trying to show, like, as guardians are warriors at a young age.
Yeah.
So then they bring in the children as well as warriors at a young age.
But that also doesn't make sense. Because didn't they say he's like 1,500 years old? There's no reason for if you live that long, there's no reason for a child to be fighting.
You get good at fighting at a young age. That's the way of their people. So that's
Okay,
that's
well,
what
if
I'm
they
saying.
wanted to do that, they could have done it better instead of that god awful teddy bear spinning around situation.
Oh,
It was
terrible.
and that.
This is why we don't have kids.
Yeah, that's true. Well, here's the thing. I agree 100% that scene was just too much. It was just too much because, like, first of all, you're supposed to be in this serious fight for the lives of gods and whatever, right? You throw these kids in there. They're fighting these powerful shadow creatures who, by the way, hold their own against more established fighters like Valkyrie and Jane and Thor. How didn't any of the kids die? That's my big right? How do they all live?
And how do the whole crux is like we gotta make sure we rescue the kids. Aren't you endangering them more by putting them into battle? Like, it doesn't jive with what we gotta return the kids. Well, they
can't get home because they've got Stormbreaker, trying to open up a portal. So it's not like they can go cower in a corner.
Why not?
What?
That's what they were doing the entire time. They were
because they're as guardians.
I did like Thor's speeches generally to them. I thought that was solid. Too, yeah. I did like Heimdall's son. I thought that was kind of a fun character, and he's like learning to use his Heimdall powers. That was pretty good. But yeah, I hated. Now, did he use the lightning bolt or did he use his own weapons? How did he power them up?
According that was like a brand new. It was the lightning bolt.
Okay, because I'm like, that's never been done before.
But we don't. It doesn't explain it. That's the problem.
No,
you're supposed to.
It has been done when I guess the hammer gives the power of Thor to whoever wields it. So we see that with Captain America as well as
but it's whoever's worthy.
Yes, so he has that power, so he can choose who's worthy.
Wait, who has the power?
Thor.
But Odin's the one
he can't just it's never been established he can just give people like superpowers or lightning powers or whatever was going on.
Yeah, but in Ragnarok it's established that Odin says, you're not the god of hammers, you're the god of thunder. Yeah. This power is yours. It was just a way to channel this power. So any powers that he has with the hammer, then he can have himself. So if that power can give it to other people, I wouldn't see why he wouldn't be able to give it to others.
But they were channeling the power of the lightning bolt, not the power of thunder.
Yeah.
No, it was the power of thunder.
So then it didn't come from the lightning
bolt. Second time. It was the power of thunder.
So it didn't come from the lightning bolt.
But that doesn't make sense because they were all golden glowy, and every time he uses thunder, it's not gold.
Yeah, but that's just showing that it's the power, like giving the power of the gods, because Gore had gold eyes because he had the power of a god. He didn't have the power of a lightning bolt.
I don't think that's what his eyes were saying. I think it was just looking creepy.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
The sword literally made him immortal. Remember, he cut himself and was able to heal.
No. I definitely wasn't immortal because they're like the sword slowly kills whoever wields it.
Yeah, but while he was wielding it, so when he found the sword, he cut himself and then it healed over his hand. Do we remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
No? When he's crawling through the grass, he slices his hand over the sword and there's a cut and then it heals itself over.
Right, but they did say the sword was slowly killing him, though, right?
Yeah.
You remember, because that's a parallel between him and Jane. But one of the parallels. Yeah. I guess like my thing is like, first of all, Odin's the one who gave the hammer that like whatever you want to call it, the power
command.
In which, the command. So it wasn't something that Thor did. So one of the things I guess is like I heard somebody say this too, and I guess this is a good point. It's like Thor's powers outside of the Taika Waititi's version of Thor, like have different like guidelines and almost the Thor's powers within the, which I hate that. Like you got to stay within the realm, otherwise it's like, okay, his power has no limits, so there's really no stakes because he can always change his powers to whatever's available to fix whatever situation. Sort of like this. It's like we've never seen him distribute power before. I don't even know if he's ever done that in the comics. I never heard of that before. As many comics as I read, but I should just ask, like, well, you guys know. Well, my older brother will probably tell me too, but like because he
just didn't pass the snip test right away. I'm like, something seems not
right. So I guess like it's just like, so you're just adding it in there for the sake of adding it in there, and it's like, so I that's part of the reason why I don't like it as well. It's just like what. I don't know. That would have been a cool moment for Jane and Sif and Valkyrie to show up to help fight instead of throwing the kids in there. It just diminishes the seriousness of the moment as well. Like it's a very serious moment of like, again, Gore trying to accomplish his mission, and you're like, oh, let's get a bunch of teddy bears and kids to fight alongside the teddy bears, and let's kill all these things that almost beat the three experienced fighters before. So I don't know. It just does. Yeah.
So go ahead.
I don't know. I think their whole goal with this movie was to make it kids friendly. Like
at times, right?
Yeah, well, I know. I think as a whole, just with the whole love thing, as well as like also bringing in the kid as guardians, and also they were taking a lot of stuff like Chris Hemsworth's son was in this movie. He was that young Thor that was running through the forest, as well as his daughter was Love too. And then they made all of the drawings for those shadow creatures as well. So, and there was some stuff too with like Taika's kids that they were involved with this. So I think they were trying to make it like kid friendly in a way. But this movie, Disney, stop mixing the two. Like you're calling a guy a god butcher and then like making it for the kids. It doesn't work. You've got to like go in one direction instead of melding the two. It just does not work.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Brian. Like, and that's the thing. If you're getting kids involved in this, no wonder why it seemed like kind of jumbled at times. I don't know. Okay. I'll go in. Oh, go ahead, Chris. You got.
While we're on the subject of the kids, how do we feel about the setup? How it's set up at the end? Because personally, not a fan, where Thor now has this adopted daughter. I don't like it. I don't want to see kids anywhere.
Not just that, but the fact that she can hold Stormbreaker. I don't like
anybody can hold Stormbreaker.
No, I guess she's an alien. Why is it established that now she's got like superpowers? She could like.
That's from
jump through the
Eternity. Air. Well, that's from her being born from eternity, because when she is reborn in that pool, like her reflection is him. So she has like those powers basically. Wow. So,
you gotta bring along a dummy like me, because the way all of a sudden it's just like, oh, she's a super child.
No, Brian cleared that up for me too, because when I was like, because she shot those lasers out of her eyes. So she's basically going to be like a Superman or something like that. It's just that Stormbreaker, again, was supposed to be the special weapon that only could be wielded by someone like Thor, right? Because, and now it's like, oh, now not somebody else wielded it too. And I'm just like, what? Everybody can touch Gore did. Gore touched it. And it's like, everybody can touch this hammer now. So why are we making rules on the hammer if we're just going to break them in the end anyway? Right. Like, so I don't know. That's crazy to me. I have
there's a lot. I have a high threshold for kids being, or I have a very low threshold maybe for kids being cute on screen, and it never impresses me ever.
Well, it's fair, especially in a movie where the tone is supposed to be a little bit more serious in certain moments. I don't know. I just like at the end, I was just like, we really went there.
Regarding Stormbreaker as an axe, I will give it to you that like, I don't think anybody can wield it as using for the Bifrost, but for them to just use it as an axe or a weapon, I think that's completely fine. I don't think they've laid any groundwork to say like, you'll be destroyed if you pick this guy up.
They said something, remember, because in Infinity War, he said that I need a Thanos killing weapon, and he's like, "Don't we?"
To Rocket that like this is the place where we create them, and if you hold this, these weapons will like destroy you. But it never said that like Stormbreaker yourself is a weapon that you can't hold unless you're unworthy or it's too powerful.
Then why make that statement?
It's not the
You're rationalizing this. No,
he was just trying to say like this is where you get like the big weapons from this like mythical place where these giant dwarves make things.
Well, no, because he said we need a Thanos kill. I'm gonna get a Thanos killing weapon, and he said, "Oh, shouldn't we all get that weapon?" And that's where he implied, like, if you wielded a weapon, it would destroy you. And then Rocket's like, "Oh, is it weird that I really want to go to that place now even more?" Go ahead, Chris.
Listen, this is the real answer. Forget all that lore stuff. The real answer is that Chris Hemsworth is an executive producer on this movie, and he said, "Hey, put all my kids in the movie, eh? Oh, I don't want to do it." And they said, "Okay, Mr. Hemsworth, please, you're our star. We'll do whatever you want." And then that's why his kid is now a superhero.
That's probably more accurate. Yeah. Okay, let's move off it. But good call there for calling that out, Sarah. Right? That was you. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you the credit either way.
Boo.
Okay, boo. I think Brian really liked this movie, which I hope. I don't fault you for being a little.
Here's the thing. Everybody except you, Ryan, says they enjoyed the movie, but yet it's like
I said it was fine. I did have a big smile on my face at some parts.
Yeah.
It was a good comedy. I'll give you that. But I didn't go there to watch a comedy. I went there to watch them. Well, I guess maybe Marvel movies and comedies not. Well, anyway, I'm going to start with one of my bad again, the lightning bolt. I didn't get it. Like, so they went to go get Zeus's help. And then when Zeus was not going to help, they're like, okay.
It's actually called Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Why do they all have names? But the Thunderbolt, them going to change their mind. They're like, oh, if we can get that, we'll be able to basically defeat this guy. They get it, and it didn't
No, it did nothing.
It did nothing. So it didn't have any weight to the story whatsoever, except giving them another weapon.
Yes.
So
well, here's the thing. Is it was treated like obviously had lightning bolt powers, but it was also used as a blunt, like a physical object, like a sword or whatever. Mjolnir and Stormbreaker makes sense because it's a hammer and axe, but they just like the lightning bolt, they like took it apart and then like dual wielded with it. But it's kind of a, I don't know. You don't see a lot of lightning bolt designs in classic, warfare.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Any other bad? I got two more. Thanks so much for listening to Brian, Sarah, Chris, and I break down some of Thor: Love and Thunder. Let us know what you think of the movie in the comments below. What is your great, good, bad, and ugly? If you'd like to listen to the rest of the podcast, click on one of the links below or search NuttieBuddie wherever you find or listen to podcasts. We should be available there. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and as always, thanks so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll talk to you guys soon.